What's up, everybody? A Left It Wall update. Left It Wall is now available on Tubi. What does that mean? That means you get to watch it for free. I know there's so many streaming services out there, so many monthly fees, that sometimes renting or buying something just seems like a pain and yet another expense. Well, now it's available free. If you're not already using Tubi, I highly recommend it. You can get it on your smart TV, or you can just watch it online on your computer. Just type in Left It Wall movie, and the Tubi link should come up as one of the available ways to watch it. So if you haven't watched it yet, come on. Now you've got to. Left It Wall on Tubi. Episode 109, Betsy Cox. Betsy Cox is a comedian, writer, and solo performer. Her Fringe show, Broke Bitch Got Rich, was among the most popular and talked about shows of the festival. At the award ceremony, she wore a cape that said, ADHD is my superpower. It was powerful and encouraging to see. We talk about what that means, how she got out of a difficult background in New Orleans and got to Los Angeles, and navigating a life where one doesn't fit in a box. Please welcome to the show, Betsy Cox. Betsy Cox, how are you? Good to see you again.
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a little while since comedy summer camp, aka the Hollywood Fringe, and yeah, I think the withdrawal period is over for me. I don't know about you.
You know, I didn't even have a withdrawal period. Everyone kept saying you got to get ready for this withdrawal period. It was just like, oh my gosh, now I have to write a pitch for my show. Now I have to get my show somewhere else.
Sure.
And
yeah.
Never stopped, and I just feel like I've been like panicked, and I'm doing my show again at Lyric Hyperion and the West Side Comedy Theater this month. And I've been in Fringe panic mode without seeing 45 shows a month, if that makes sense.
No, I feel you. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I just like for a little bit after, I just kind of missed the vibe and whatnot, and it felt weird not having rehearsal, and but then we just kind of jumped right into filming the movie, so it didn't last terribly long, but yeah, nonetheless. But I want to start at the beginning. So tell me about your origin story. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Unpack all that for me.
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I grew up there. And thank goodness for the car that I bought myself, brought me here to Los Angeles. And you know, it's so funny because I moved here because I wanted to model, and that just did not work out. I was like an insect, just being picked apart one piece at a time. Oh, her chin, her nose. Well, look at her. She's got.
Oh,
and then
really?
I was like, but she's funny, so maybe she should do commercial. And they helped me get into an acting class. That's how I started doing comedy. But you know, it took me forever to figure out that the Hollywood Fringe existed. Like, I didn't know about the Hollywood Fringe until maybe 5 years ago, if that, right before COVID, the shutdown.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How about you?
Well, I knew it existed pretty much, I guess, even before I came to LA, but I didn't know anything about it. Like I just knew that it existed. It seemed like a pretty theater-centric Fringe, and that was all I knew about it. And then over the years, I met people that were into it, largely from doing Edinburgh, and then you know, I just kind of got more into it that way. But it was a lot of fun. It was a really fun experience.
I thought it was the greatest experience of my life, and I really think that anyone in any creative field has to do Hollywood Fringe. You have to write. How did you? I mean, your show was. I mean, I'm obsessed with your show. It was so good because it is really true to the way the world is right now. It is very relevant and is a story that really needs to be out there.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah. And I unfortunately did not get to see your show because it was sold out when I wanted to go. So I need to see one of the encore performances.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have to come see an encore.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't realize, and I don't know if you were realized this, that like, I was like, how are we going to sell tickets? We'll have to figure this out. And then we
Yeah.
did all the network meetings, and then word of mouth takes off,
It
and
really
that's it.
does.
It's like your show is sold out. Like that's it. And I had wait lists for my show. I was shocked.
Yeah,
Shocked.
I didn't know what to expect either. And I also didn't know like all the, oh yeah, let's do a comp swap. Let's do a comp swap. I didn't know if anybody was serious about that. And then we saw these lists of all these people coming and we realized, oh man, we have to go to all these shows. And it got to the point where we're like, we can't possibly go see any more shows. And yeah, it was wild. I mean, it's just part of the experience, I guess. But I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting it. But I did notice when everyone started talking about comp swaps, this is the greatest thing ever because it gets your show in front of so many artists who are in the creative world with you. And then, like, you have this long term future of working together and people that know your creative talent and you know theirs. Like you and I mean, we would never be right here, be friends, and like, I'm never gonna forget your story. I mean, it's just like that thing of like,
We could have crossed paths in comedy or something. There's like, yeah, there's still a reasonable chance we would have crossed paths doing something. But yeah, the Fringe was, you know.
totally. But how many people have you met in Fringe that are
I know.
incredible?
I know. I met so many cool and interesting people, like not just in comedy, but like other actors and writers and producers and directors, and it's a really really good vibe and a really cool hang, and I think that I don't know if I'm gonna do it next year or not, like I don't know, but I think even if I'm not, I'll probably go to some of the events and just talk to people, you know.
Oh yeah, you know what? I've already got a title and a show idea. This is how much I love Fringe.
That's awesome. That's
I was
awesome.
like, do I want to do it? Let me think about it. But then, I might get bored next year and be like, I just have to do it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I have my next, like, I'm already working on my next Fringe hour for stand up. So I guess I could do it with that, and I definitely want to do Edinburgh with that. I don't know if I'll do Hollywood with that or do something else at Hollywood because yeah, I'm working on like a solo play type thing too, but I don't know when I'm going to finish it. It's one of those things, ADHD, which we're going to talk about. Buckle in. Uh, well,
I actually
let's
do think you
before we
should do
get
a solo. I think you should do a solo. I honestly, I think you should do it, and I think you should do it at Hollywood Fringe to get it ready to go to Edinburgh.
for Edinburgh. Yeah. No, I mean that's definitely in the car. It just depends on logistics and finances and everything else. But before we get too far ahead, so all right, so you're in New Orleans. So how long were you in New Orleans? Like were you an adult there, or did you leave like childhood? Like what's the timeline?
I was in New Orleans till I was like, I want to say like 19,
Okay,
probably.
such a cool city. Did you like
It,
it?
it is so wild. I try to explain to people it's like nowhere in the world, and it's so
Sure.
hard to explain. It's like its own country. Uh, you drink young, you go to the French Quarter young. Like it's just very wild, but it's also very dark. I mean, there
Sure.
are things there that are so dark. And I mean, honestly, I like it. I had a hard life there. And, so I don't go back a ton, but I do think I'm going to go back and visit some of my friends soon. I miss my friends, some of my friends from New Orleans. So
When you say hard life, expand on that. Anything you want to share?
I grew up, it's in my show. I grew up really poor in New Orleans. And I went to the Catholic school in my neighborhood that we got the coupon to get in, the poor kid, you know.
Oh wow. Okay. I
And
went to
it's
Catholic
just,
school too, so we
oh,
both
you
got
did? Oh,
scarred.
it's so
Yeah,
tough. And when you
it's
have no money, I mean, we were getting threatened to get kicked out of the school. But threatening to tell our mom to, if she can't make a payment, let her know they're not going to let us come back. I'm like, oh, we're like in first grade, It's
wow.
ridiculous. Yeah, the Catholics, darlings. Uh,
Yeah, I'm
But
always just like, man, I don't know. I don't know what's out there, what's beyond. But if the Catholics were right, I earned my stripes. I get a pass because I went to, I think, 14 years in total because I went to a Catholic high school too.
oh
So
wow. Well,
yeah.
if there were Catholics, like the Catholics at my school, I'll take my chances with the devil. Okay. That's what it is. Sorry.
Well, what was that like for you? Was it nuns or like what was the anatomy where you were at?
No, it was teachers, and there were just some of them. Some of them actually, I have probably a couple of teachers, you know, okay, and one that I really liked. But I could probably say that there was one teacher that I really loved, like a lot. But what it was like going to Catholic school, well, it was, we definitely did not belong there because we didn't have the money to afford it.
Mm,
And you felt like every day of your life you did not belong there. So
hmm
just, you know, but it's really interesting because life has taken a turn for me, and it's probably, I'm grateful for those experiences and those things because now that life is better and I can afford things, I always take care of the underdog. Like I rescue all these animals, just like right before we hit record.
Yeah,
My
Toby the
dog
dog
was
was going
barking
nuts. He had
because
stuff to
now I
say.
have 4 dogs and 2 cats. Yet again, thank you, Chase, for kicking the table while you scratch your head. Chase the new dogs right under here.
Oh, so wait,
Yeah,
4 dogs and 2 cats.
yeah. And
Wow.
in Catholic school is, I struggled so badly, and I did not have any help that I needed in my Catholic school. Like I felt like I was drowning there, and because I know you want to talk about ADHD, um, there was no way not to know that I had something going on.
hmm
And I did not receive any help there. And if my mom brought it up, I just don't, I don't know. I guess it's an interesting thing. Were you diagnosed with ADHD as a kid?
Oh, so this is interesting. I was diagnosed about a year ago, so later in life. And it sort of made so much sense to me. Like all of a sudden, I started reading books and I started learning more, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's okay. That's all right. This is making sense. Um, and when I was a kid in Catholic school, it's weird. I was able to be, what do they call, like high masking or high functioning, or what's the term that they use? Whatever it was. I was able,
You did well in school.
yeah, I was able to do well in school, but if it didn't interest me, it just took so much more. Like
I
like I
think
was
that's because whatever task you were doing in school did interest you. Like the one thing that interested me always was numbers. And I
mm,
could do algebra, geometry. My geometry teacher was like, you really should think. It was the only thing I was good at in school
hmm
is math.
yeah,
Everything else just terrible. So that's what it was. Whatever you were interested in school, you probably did well in.
that was how it was. And for me, I was more of a humanities guy. So like I always did good in those classes. And then in like math and science, I really struggled. And it was and I guess it wasn't super noticeable because it was just I would still get by and do okay. So I think they just thought, well, he's good at some things and not good at other things. But it shouldn't, like, there was a very big disparity as to like how much effort I had to put into one thing versus the other, to where it was like, there might be something else going on here. But I was able to just be very high functioning. And then as I grew older, college kind of came, I don't want to say naturally for me. I worked hard and I played hard, but, I was really interested in it. So I did fine there. And then when I was in grad school, same thing. And then when I was a road comic, it was kind of an ideal job for a high functioning ADHD person because it's just like get to the venue on time, tell your jokes on stage, and chill out. That's not so bad. I mean, there's a ton more that goes into it, like countless amounts of emails trying to find work and whatnot. But still, like it's kind of, yeah. So anyway,
Well, I feel like being on the road for a comic with ADHD is probably everything changes. You're somewhere new. It's not like something that gets boring. It's
yeah,
hard to keep your focus, and it's like if you're always busy, then like you can focus. It
yeah.
sounds to me because I have this now where I got diagnosed, at 35, and I honestly, I always made it. I mean, it's obvious by my grades. Like, I listen to everyone go college, and I'm like, wait, how did you have ADHD and go to college? I probably would have been in remedials for 15 years.
Really,
It was not bad in school, but it's really, some people, and probably still have undiagnosed ADHD and have not gotten a diagnosis. And I remember when I got diagnosed with ADHD, I was like, oh my God, this is why I was a failure. It was really sad for me. I was like, wow, we could have done something about this. And then knowing that I had it and knowing that I wouldn't complete a task helped me to skyrocket in a way, because it was like I could do things to hyper focus. And one of those things is like chugging coffee 24 hours a day. Like, and once I knew that I had this and I found tools to hyper focus and get in front of my computer and not leave. And I could literally write for 16 hours a day and just get up and eat out of the refrigerator and then go sit down and write again. But it's only because I knew. And once I was diagnosed and she explained to me, the whole layout of the land, the psychiatrist, I could literally find ways and tools. And now I can run circles around, I feel like, everyone, because I can take all of my creative ideas and force myself to finish while doing this, that, and the other. Like, I can shoot a million Instagram videos this day, edit this day, write the next 3 days. And I only can do that because I'm aware that I have ADHD. So I have to work in such an organized way where I get it done.
yeah.
So I really think like it is so important to get that diagnosis. Like, now that you're diagnosed, don't you feel like it is giving you like a way to force yourself to learn and get things done and do things better? I mean, you're always going to have those, down moments where you beat, because I saw this and it was so perfect. And this woman said I think it was a psychiatrist, and I watched this video of her breaking it down about how bad people with ADHD always feel about themselves. Like, she said, they're always feeling so bad about themselves. Like, they're not accomplishing enough. They're not getting things done enough. Like, they're always like trying to stay on a schedule, and it's so much feeling bad. Like, don't give them any other reason to feel even worse about themselves. But you can kind of, when be aware of those things, give yourself a break, find schedules and find ways. And do you find that you always fall off of your schedule and have part of your process is like getting back on to your schedule?
I mean, yeah, if we're talking perfection, of course I'm not there. But having that diagnosis, and I don't know if I do use medication, and it has changed my life. I mean, it has really just revolutionized the way I'm able to be productive, the way I'm able to compartmentalize things. And it has really changed my life for the better. And I take it when I need it. I don't take it when I don't or don't want to. So it totally varies. I'm definitely able to be productive without it. It's not like I'm completely unproductive, but I can feel the difference, like when I don't take it, my focus is more scattered. Tasks are a lot slower, and I have to really pay way more attention to detail because I'm more likely to slip up on something. But it has really just changed my life. And it came at a time where I really needed it, and so yeah, I mean I agree with everything you're saying, but so you left New Orleans at 19 to come to LA to be a model. Let's not get too far ahead.
I actually lived in that's ADHD.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. We like circle back to it. It's totally fine. But
I lived in Miami for 2 years too.
oh,
I was this is so funny, and it's in my stand-up, but it's not in my show. Because, when I was in high school, I had to work my whole life. So I babysat when I was like 11, 12, 13. And then I got a job. I got a worker's permit to get like a job. And I got a job in a boutique and did ballroom dancing in high school. But I needed more money because she paid me $3 an hour under the table.
Jesus.
So as soon as I turned, I think it was 15 or 16, I started working as a hostess at Hooters. And Hooters changed my life. Hooters literally took me out of poverty. And Hooters is the only reason that I could move all over the place, because wherever you go, there's a Hooters and you can 99.9% get a job at Hooters. Mm-hmm. So I was able to move to Miami, and I lived there for about 2 years. And an ad came out for an Italian role of Tina Modotti. She was this 1920s Italian actress who had like a ongoing affair with Edward Weston, the first famous photographer. And they wanted to, John Daly, who did Platoon and a bunch of movies, wanted to make a film on Tina Modotti. And my friend said, you have to go audition for this. And I was like, yeah, but you have to pay $20. Is this a scam? And I'm not kidding you. I was moving that day. I was so tired. We lost the magazine where we saw the audition. I said, forget it. I'm just not going to go. Well, somehow she found it. I was like, oh, maybe this is a sign I should go. And I auditioned for the role of Tina Modotti, and that is why I'm living here. The film never got made, but they said, oh, we were calling people in to test this video call thing, but actually we really like you. So what we want you to do is go out to the front. They're going to print you more sides, and then tell them you're coming back tomorrow at this time, and you pay nothing anymore, and we're going to keep auditioning you for this role, try to find out about the actress, do some research. And they ended up telling me in one of the auditions, you've got to move to LA and pursue acting. And that is why I'm here.
Wow. Okay. So how long have you been in LA now? Like when did you get here?
20 years.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's been a minute.
And guess what? Nothing happened for me. What a dream to pursue.
It is well, especially now that I think in many ways the whole thing is crumbling or recalibrating or however we want to put it. But yeah, it's an interesting time to be here. Well, so your show is called Broke Bitch Got Rich.
Yeah.
So unpack that for me.
Well, this is really interesting, and I'll say this: my show is about ADHD because I feel like I've always tried to fit into a box, like through marriage. My husband's so smart, so educated. I'm in a room with all these people, and I'm sitting there never fitting in, and I always try to I'll take this class and try to do this the way they say to do it and the way everyone else is going to do it. And the same thing with acting, like trying to do the auditions, be the character that this coach says, because I never trust myself, because I saw myself fail so much over and over and over again. And when you're constantly failing, you don't even trust yourself to make this decision or think that you could do it right. And stand-up comedy is the first thing, truly, that I could just get on stage and be me and blow up like the room. You know, people are laughing and I'm just being my crazy old normal me self. And my friend wanted to take a comedy class. And I'm not even knocking the class because I think it's a great class. I think it's a great class for people who want to do stand up because they get you on stage, they get you on your feet, they get you right. For me, I know who I am now. I don't want to be who you tell me to be. And I don't want to say what you tell me to say because that's not my voice. And it was so unreal to me. I had to write my own set. And I talk about this in my show. And for the first time in my life, I mean, I felt so bad about myself the night of the showcase of that class. And after that, it took me a long time of like just crying and feeling bad. And I said, this is the last time that I ever do this to me again. Like, I'm done trying to fit into these classes, these boxes. And I want to just do things my way and trust myself that I can and be outside of the box because that's what I was born to be. I mean, I'm ADHD. So I will tell you, I did my own set. I wrote my own set by myself, and they were not happy with it. And
at the class,
oh, they were not. They were like, "Is any of this funny? Is this funny?" Everyone came up to me after the show. I've been walking down the street. People remember me from that show. Wow. And it was the first time. It took me months after that class of feeling bad, even though I did so great for the way that I let people treat me yet again in my life, let people put me down or treat me like what I was doing was not good enough. And I will tell you, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Oh my God, you were breaking out of the box. You did your own set, Bets. You did not follow the structure. You did not you did you got, and that's why my set was successful because I chose to be me and not what someone was telling me to be. Really?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's.
So I ruined it for you.
No. I mean, that's like. I think that's just how it works in stand-up. Where was the class? Do you mind sharing? Or
I will never say because I think that if people were going to take a comedy class, I don't want to tell people not to. Because
I understand.
You know why? I do think for some, and the thing is, I had already been successful at doing stand-up before this. Like, I've been all over town kicking around. I didn't need this. I just wanted to find like a stand-up community. And then I realized, oh, that's why stand-up, you're solo. Like, quit looking for a community.
Well, I feel like in LA, it's just so huge here in LA that there's sort of just a bunch of fragmented communities. Like in smaller cities, you know, because I started in Seattle and then I lived in Nashville for a while and then I lived back in Pittsburgh, my hometown. Like in smaller cities, it is more of a community thing. But in LA, it's just like so huge and everyone has, you know, their reason for being here. And it's just not quite the same, I guess. But yeah, I mean, everybody has their wax philosophy on comedy classes, and I don't really have. I mean, my thing is, hey, if it helps you, cool. If it doesn't, if somebody asked me, like if a friend or something wanted to get into comedy, and they asked my honest advice on like, should I take a class or shouldn't I would say that's totally up to you. My general thoughts on it, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong. This is just my thoughts as, you know, someone who's been around or whatever. If you don't think you can get on stage otherwise, you should take that class. If you do, I don't know if you need that class because everything you would learn in it, you're going to learn by just showing up to open mics time and time again.
Literally.
Those are my thoughts. Like, that's it. That's all I got, you know.
I would agree with that 100%. I tell people, can I tell you something? When you do a class, you might not be saying what you want to say. You might be saying what people tell you to say. And when I first started doing comedy, I became friends with comics and they were telling me to say really bad things. And I was just listening because I did not trust myself. And I was like, this isn't even me. And I learned that. I was like, if I am going to do this, I have got to be me. I gotta get up there and say the truth, and not play this, like, say what other people are saying. And I knew that from then. And then I just didn't think that when my friend wanted to do this particular thing, I thought it was more like a writers group. And I feel like it's not, because anything you say you want to say, they're not dying. They're not like, I don't know. They have a certain style is what I can say. And it's like, that's it. You have to follow that to the core. And it's just like, that is not what stand-up is. That's not what comedy is. And especially not today, because real life is so crazy. You got to be as crazy as life is, not trying to hit a 1950s, punchline.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that says like, "Oh, this is the formula, this is it," it's like, well, I mean, there's so many exceptions that why are you even trying to like? I mean, I get it that like generally speaking, you want to have punchlines and you want to have, like this or that, but there's still so many. I mean, there's some amazing storyteller comics that don't follow the 15-second rule, but they still tear the house down every single time they get on stage. There's some comics that are great at one-liners. Other comics have never written a great one-liner. I mean, it's not, I don't know.
That's the thing that I love about comedy is that, like, if everyone followed one format, how boring would comedy be?
Yeah.
Would you want to watch everyone doing the same thing? Not me.
Yeah.
No way.
So how long have you been doing comedy?
Ooh, I honestly, like, really doing it. I started doing it 2 years before the pandemic. And then when we had a shutdown, I stopped. And I posted on Instagram, and I was writing like pilots and films. I started doing a writing program with writers that actually are working writers. And I wanted to like learn pilot structure and film structure. And so I was writing and doing Instagram. And then after the pandemic, after the vaccines, then I started doing a little bit stand up here and there. And then that's when I started doing stand up again more.
You never got into the Zoom comedy.
Huh?
You never got into the Zoom comedy. You were not.
I think I did a couple Zoom shows, and I was like, and that, like, what is that? What was that app that we did? Remember when you did comedy on that app where everybody was live on the app?
Yeah, isn't that
Clubhouse?
Oh yeah, Clubhouse. I never did shows on Clubhouse. I only ever did Zoom, and then the thing now is Plausible, which I actually use. I'm on Plausible. I'll occasionally do some spots there. I don't know. I don't mind it. It's cool.
I love being live, but yeah,
I do too.
I have to be honest. When when I was coming back into comedy, and then my friend wanted to take this class, and then a bunch of people we knew, and like huge comics that is a part of that community. I did that, and then I realized that I do miss comedy. I do love it, and I do love like being funny on stage. But after writing, I wanted to do my solo show because I finally wanted to tell the real, hard moments behind what makes me a comedian, and the real, like, sad things that hurt me so bad in life that made me turn everything funny. And I put those real moments into my show because I thought, what is the point of the comedy without the tragedy? Let's just tell the whole tale. I'm sort of really liking this moment better. And that's why I think I'm working on a new solo show.
Yeah, you can kind of have an arc. Yeah, no, I gotcha. Well, how is ADHD a superpower?
How is ADHD a superpower? And I can out everyone without ADHD. I am the amount of energy, and this is huge for us. Like, We have to use this. People call us lazy all the time. How many times have you been called lazy? Do
Fair
you get
amount.
called? I got called lazy my entire life. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I spent 6 hours riding my bike today. I'm hula hooping in the front yard. I just have to keep switching things around. ADHD is a superpower because if you have it and you can hyper focus, you can literally, you are the person that could do a million times more than people without it. You have the energy, you have it, you just have to get the focus. And it's like you said, if medication helps, then that's what you should do.
What does it mean to you to be creatively fulfilled?
For the first time in my life today, first time, and I'm like 375 in Hollywood years.
Me too.
Literally, I have done acting. I have booked numbers of commercials. I have booked just print jobs. I finally, for the first time in my life, feel creatively fulfilled. And it's doing my solo show because I feel like people are walking away from my show feeling inspired, hugging me and relating to this show. And even if they don't have ADHD, they're telling me that my show changed things for them. That I never knew that, like, sharing these real moments in my life were going to inspire people. And that is what makes me feel creatively fulfilled. I want people to walk away feeling like, okay, I can make this better for myself. Maybe I should break out of my box. And maybe I should say F it and like be who I am authentically and learn to self-accept myself. Like that to me is what creatively makes me feel fulfilled today. But I have never felt creatively fulfilled in my entire life until this moment of I'm writing this show.
Mm-hmm.
And that is it. So I don't know.
Well, what do you plan to do? I mean, do you want to take it outside of LA? Like what are some of your plans with Broke Bitch Got Rich and the next one?
You I love LA and I love being I love being in LA. So right now I'm going to focus on doing it in LA consistently.
Okay.
And then if I were to find a manager who wanted to help me, then I don't know that I could self-produce. I mean, it's just a lot. After Fringe, you see how the producing part, it's really...
Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. I just feel like you got to do Edinburgh with that show. I mean, you got to. Yeah, you would crush it over there. And it's so, I mean, imagine the Hollywood Fringe times about like 300, and that's what Edinburgh is. And I mean, with all your like costumes and gimmicks, I mean, just being able to like flyer in the streets with that, and while the biggest arts festival in the world is happening, you would have a blast over there. And you would crush it.
Shows because I wanted to do it.
You'll be able to see shows too. You'll have time for that.
I did. I went to go see them, and I saw so many brilliant shows, but the audiences were so small.
That's the other side of it. But it's not. I mean, all right. So yes, in Edinburgh, you are more likely, and you're probably guaranteed to have those days where you're performing to more chairs than people. I definitely had a lot of those. I also had shows where there wasn't an empty seat in the house. You have it all, and you gotta give it your all no matter what, because guess what? Even if there's 4 people in that audience, one of them might be writing a review. And if you bullshit through your show, that's going to be the freaking review you get. So, I mean, yeah, you're going to be playing to some small houses, but it's so amazing. And you know, like, and even those small houses, you still get something out of it. You're doing more I mean, I did more comedy, and I only did a 2-week run. I didn't do the full month when I did it, but I mean, you do more comedy in that 2 weeks than, I mean, even then, more than I did when I was on the road full time. Like it's wild because you're doing spots throughout the day. You're doing your hour every day, and then you're going to panels. You're meeting people. You're passing out flyers. It is a rush. It is so freaking cool. I think, and you especially with what you do and how you do it, you would love it there.
Well, let me just tell you, maybe you get your solo show together and we'll go next year. And let's
All right.
Let's take an Instagram poll. Should Ron and Betsy go do shows in Edinburgh?
I already plan on going next year. I'm definitely going to bring my stand-up show to Edinburgh next year. So yeah, you let me know. Let's make it happen.
All right. Okay. There you go. You heard it here first. I guess maybe I'm going next year with you. We just got to decide which show am I going to bring.
Brilliant. All right. So in closing, where can people go to learn more about you?
Honestly, you can just learn about me on social media. I'm going to start posting more videos again, and I learn about me by coming to my solo show. I put my heart on the line for people nonstop. So come to my show. And I think I might do a Q&A. I'm asking if people would stay for it or if they would want to ask questions.
Well, what's your handle for anyone who doesn't know? What's your handle so they can follow you?
I'm being Betsy Cox because today I'm finally being me.
Being Betsy Cox on Instagram and all the platforms.
All the platforms. Being Betsy Cox.
Betsy, thanks so much for doing this.
Oh my gosh, Ron. I'm going to have to come make a visit to you soon and get lunch. But of course, you're welcome.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good to do this and hang out with you. And honestly, you and Sarah and a bunch of people, like, it was just so fun to, like, see each other every day during Fringe and get to know each other and become friends. So that's one of the greatest moments of this for me. So thank you for having me.
That was Betsy Cox. Be sure to check out all of her stuff. And if you get a chance to check out her show, definitely do it. Music for the 1000 Podcast is provided by Andrew Saxon. Be sure to check out his podcast, the Baywatching Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you're subscribed. Please leave us a review and drop us an email, romplaconebooking@gmail.com or just romplacone.com. Use the contact form. Who do you want to see on 1000? Or listen to on 1000, I guess, rather. We're already a tenth of the way through. This is going fast. Very fast. This is really making me feel, I don't know if mortality is the right word, but yeah, it really makes you reflect on just how fast time goes. I mean, this podcast has an end date. And also a little bit of Left at Wall news. Recently, Left at Wall won Best Feature at the Pro to Post International Film Festival in Genoa, Italy. That was really cool. It was such an honor. Wonderful festival they got out there in Italy. So thank you, Pro to Post, for the honor and for including Left at Wall. And of course, thank you so much to all the cast and crew at Left at Wall. You guys have heard me talk about it ad nauseum. And if you haven't watched Left at Wall yet, check it out. What are you waiting for? It's free on Tubi, for crying out loud. It's on a bunch of other platforms too if you don't use Tubi. But come on, if you're like, I don't want to rent something, free on Tubi. How can you go wrong? It won an award. Wow. All right, you get it. Okay, 109. I got nothing. I don't think there's anything particular about the number 109. All I know is that we're already in triple digits, and I feel like this podcast started about a week ago. It's been longer than that, clearly. All right, catch you next week. Peace. Hey guys, Ron Placone here. Take your own 1000 challenge. No, you don't need to interview 1,000 people, although if you want to do that, go for it. Your 1000 challenge can be whatever you want. Maybe you want to call a friend out of the blue once a week. Maybe you want to read a book every month. Maybe you want to start a different garden every season. I guess that might be dependent on where you live. Look, the point of the challenge is taking on an endeavor that enriches your life in some way, and it can be measured. And then, of course, you do it regularly. That's what 1000 is doing for me, and hopefully for you too. The main reason for this podcast and every podcast I've ever done is to build community. So take your own challenge. Then join our Facebook group. It's called 1000 What's Your Challenge? ? That's 1000 What's Your Challenge ? And post about what your 1000 challenge is and the progress you're making. All I ask is that people be encouraging of each other's challenges. This is personal and vulnerable, so be cool. There's enough negativity on social media. We don't need to add to it. For those of you who aren't on Facebook, hopefully in the future we'll be expanding to places like Discord, Reddit, but for now, we're starting on Facebook. And again, that Facebook group is called 1000 What's Your Challenge? see you there.